into Bigfoot squads. Data Ghost Squad.
Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to talk about Stern Pinball. And we're talking about the DMD LED displays that they used in games, I think starting around AC/DC and all the way up until Ghostbusters. They're a display that looks somewhat like this, exactly like this. And it's consisted of LED matrix cubes. Pretty simple. Replaces the gas plasma. No high voltage needed. Just runs on 5 volts. But what Stern Pinball has done is, for whatever reason, they have decided to use some extremely cheap these little LED cube matrix things here, components, and they fail prematurely. It's just a matter of when. It's going to happen to your game. So what you get is I'll show you some pictures right up here. You'll get some lines, usually vertical for whatever reason. And sometimes they're just a little dark. Sometimes they're really bright, but they'll be there. And this particular one that we're working on today has 3 lines. It has 2 lines over here and 1 line over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to repair this display, because these displays are like $200, and Stern is not swapping them out anymore, I don't think. Stern knows that there was a problem with these. There's a batch of them that went out that are horribly bad. I don't know if I have a feeling it's design flaw, because when I looked up the component manufacturer for these cubes, they're like a nobody person in China, and they're garbage. So we're going to replace them, and we're going to do that today, and hopefully we'll get this one to work, and hopefully the colors match good enough that it's not going to look stupid. That's my biggest concern about this whole thing, is I don't know if the cubes that I got are not the same. I don't think. No, they're not. But we'll see if they work. So what you can do is, basically what happens is one of these diodes, each one of these little pixels or circles is actually a light emitting diode, and when one of them shorts out, it takes out the whole column of the matrix, or the row, whatever. It's a column. And so we got a couple in this cube here. I've marked them with these X's, and I marked the ones that have because what you can do is you can see the one that's burned out, it won't light up at all. So you have a complete line, then you'll have a black dot, and that's the one that's fried. So I want to get to the bottom of why they're frying. I don't know if it has to do with the power supply. Are they overdriving these? Maybe. Or are they just crap. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take these bad cubes off, and then we're going to put the good ones on, and then we'll see what we got. And so let's get started today. Okay, we got our board ready to work on. I'm kind of looking at the other side here to see where it is. I've made a note in my head where it is. And I'm going to add some flux. I know this is for surface mount, but every little bit helps. And if we look at our new chip, you're looking at 8 pins, right? Yeah, 6, 7, 8. And then I've made a note in my head, looking at the way the traces are oriented. There's one little notch that sticks up. There's a couple rails here. It looks like a ground and power rail, or it's a commonly shared rail, and it does match what we're going for. So we got our hot. So we're using the. God, I can't talk today. We're using the obvious Hacko through hole soldering iron. And why are my soldering irons in a mess? Before we do that, we're going to give it a little tin. I don't know why I'm adding more flux, but get a nice, decent amount of flux on there. Solder. Too much solder. Let's see if we can zoom in for you guys. Well, I gotta get a ×2 zoom apparently. That's cool. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do this and not screw up. First thing, let's make sure our iron is going. Looks like I missed the first one. You guys don't have any idea how hard it is to work with this camera setup. I don't know if this is going to work. There we go. May have to go over a couple more of them. Have a look at it here. It's not too bad. We see a couple here. They're no good. And some more flux. We're just going to do the whole thing over. The real question is, I wonder if they glued this down or something like that too. This is awfully tight. That'd be a real dick thing for them to do. I really don't endorse the screwdriver method, but I just want to give it a little. No, she ain't moving at all. I'll give you guys the slight angle so you can actually see what I'm doing. I can't work with this camera rig. Sorry, guys.
As you can see, this is a pretty big pain in the ass. Really want to make sure that these are really good.
Oh yeah, there we go. You see it starting to lift? That's a good sign. We just didn't get it very good the first time. And it looks like it's out. Okay, so we got our first one out. Let's see the back side of it. What I want to do is see if we can do any kind of testing on this to see if we can determine the orientation. Probably I'm going to have to pull up the schematics. Let's just give the old multimeter a go here. Make sure. Let's do a little diode check. So right there we have 1.7. And 0. Let's just see if we can get the same result on this. 0. Keep in mind this one is bad. I should probably test a good one. 1.7. Okay. I'm confident that the label is on the right side. Just do a little more testing. Let's do the other side. Testing the other side now. God, I'm sorry about my camera work. We got nothing on that side of the rail. Let's see here. If we're going to get anything, we have to go to ohms. Okay, we got nothing. Let's do ohms. These are just not connected. I really should look at the schematic and see what pin is what, instead of doing it this way. Nothing across there. Well, I'm going to make an educated guess that we're reading through a power rail here. Something. Diode. 1.7. 1.79. I think we're okay. I think we're okay sticking this in label side. Oh, look, they got a nice little label on the board here. Block 16, huh? Okay, so apparently block 16 has failed. You can see all of them are label side out. So, like I said, I don't know the compatibility of this. I know that it's rated the same. Let's take a look at our pads too. Hey, they look pretty good, wouldn't you say? Probably should clean them up, but yeah, they'll be all right. The tricky part is getting this in now. Ooh, stirred pinball. I mean, this sort of thing shouldn't happen. I mean, I have displays like this with this sort of matrix from like 10 years ago. And they've been beat and abused, and this game lasts like less than 5 years, and it's hell. A lot of these failed. out of all these displays, I've had probably, if we put it as a percentage for failure rate, I would say it's over 50%. I would say it's probably closer to 80% fail rate on these displays. It's just horrible. Like, most of them fail right away, but it's still a pain in the ass. And it's still a pain in the ass that we have to do this. For frack's sakes. Yeah, I could just buy a new display, I suppose, but where's the fun in that, right? I'm cheap. I like to save money. Are we not? There we go. Now it fits just like a little cube. There's a plastic covering layer here. I'll leave that on. So now I'm going to flip it over. Lay it nice and flat so it stays flush. That's nice. So we've confirmed that the label sides of at least these components match. So we got to get kind of lucky that two of them are on this one, but we're going to go ahead and, oh man, my soldering gun is all twisted. I'm going to go ahead and solder this on. This is a new setup.
So I'm kind of working through the best way to film this, and I didn't have a lot of time to set up anything.
You know what? I'm actually going to add some flux to this because we got to flow through to the other side, and I want to make sure that this solder flows all the way through to the other side properly. Add some flux. Can never have enough flux. So,
because this is a dual layered board, so there's traces on the other side, and want to make sure that we connect those as well.
can you guys see this? I'll try to zoom in even more.
You guys can see my poor soldering job with the tripod in my way. This is a foreign tip for me.
I gotta get a new setup for this. Probably should just look at the camera lens. Okay. Inspect it a little closer. Whoa, what a crappy job, huh? Ain't too bad. One's a little high. I could use some right here. A little more solder here. That's better. All right. I would say we're attached. We can pull our sticker off. Whammo. Oh man, I don't think it's going to match color-wise. Why do I have a feeling this isn't going to match? This is just a big waste of time. Brother. All right. So our next victim is right here. this leads off, and we'll take it to the machine and see if it works. All right, we got our display. I'm going to throw it in this WrestleMania real quick and see if it works. All right, I got it hooked up. I'm going to turn it on and see what happens. The game is powered up. We have no lines. That's a good sign. Colors match really good. I cannot literally tell the difference. It's totally not noticeable. That is totally awesome. I was totally surprised. But we've definitely fixed our issue. There are no more lines in the display. Let me turn this off. But that's pretty cool. No lines. These cubes, they match close enough. I can't tell any color difference. Let's take this off. So, these are good. Awesome. So there you go, guys. That's how you fix a Stern pinball display. If you enjoyed this video, just leave a like down in the description, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. You can also support us on Patreon or TeePublic.